Confidence in conversation is not something people are simply born with. It is a skill that develops from the way we think, the beliefs we hold about ourselves, and the habits we practice every day. Many individuals feel uncertain when they speak, especially in situations where they believe they are being judged or evaluated. This uncertainty often shows up as hesitation, nervous body language, or difficulty expressing thoughts clearly. However, true confidence in communication begins internally, long before a single word is spoken. It starts with the quiet belief that your thoughts have value and that your voice deserves to be heard. When this belief grows stronger, your communication naturally becomes more relaxed, steady, and persuasive. One of the powerful ideas often emphasized in the teachings of Dr. Joseph Murphy is that the subconscious mind responds strongly to repeated thoughts and beliefs. When a person consistently tells themselves that they are nervous, awkward, or incapable of speaking well, the subconscious mind accepts this message and begins to reinforce it. Over time, that belief shapes behavior, making conversations feel stressful or intimidating. On the other hand, when a person begins to replace those negative inner messages with thoughts of confidence, calmness, and clarity, the subconscious mind gradually adopts that new belief as truth. As a result, the individual starts to behave differently during conversations. Their tone becomes steadier, their words flow more naturally, and their presence feels more assured. This transformation does not happen instantly, but with consistent practice, it becomes a natural part of a person's communication style. Another key element of confident communication is learning to slow down and become aware of how you express your thoughts. Many people rush through their words because they fear silence or worry about saying the wrong thing. Yet confident speakers understand that pauses are not signs of weakness, they are signs of control. A brief pause allows the mind to organize ideas and helps listeners absorb the message more effectively. In professional environments, this simple habit often makes a speaker appear more thoughtful and authoritative. Additionally, clear communication requires the ability to simplify complex thoughts into understandable language. Instead of trying to sound overly impressive or complicated, confident communicators focus on being genuine and direct. They choose words that reflect their real intentions and speak with sincerity rather than pressure. This authenticity builds trust because listeners sense honesty and clarity in the speaker's voice. Over time, practicing these small habits begins to reshape the way a person approaches conversations. Instead of entering discussions with fear or self-doubt, they begin to approach them with curiosity and calm assurance. They recognize that communication is not about perfection, but about connection. When a person focuses on sharing ideas, listening carefully, and responding thoughtfully, confidence grows naturally. The more frequently these positive experiences occur, the more the subconscious mind accepts the new identity of a confident communicator. Gradually, speaking with clarity and certainty becomes less of an effort and more of a natural expression of who that person truly is. Developing confidence in conversation also requires a deeper understanding of how preparation and mindset influence the way we interact with others. Many people assume that confident speakers are simply naturally talented, but in reality, most effective communicators have learned to manage their thoughts and emotions before they even begin speaking. Preparation does not always mean memorizing sentences or planning every word. Instead, it means developing a clear intention about what you want to express and why it matters. When your mind understands the purpose of your message, your words tend to organize themselves more naturally. This sense of clarity reduces anxiety because you are no longer worried about impressing people. You are focused on sharing something meaningful. According to the philosophy taught by Dr. Joseph Murphy, the subconscious mind plays a powerful role in shaping how we perform in everyday situations. If a person constantly imagines failure or embarrassment during conversations, the subconscious mind treats those images as instructions and quietly prepares the body to respond with tension and nervousness. The heart may beat faster, the voice may tremble, and the mind may suddenly struggle to find the right words. However, when someone deliberately practices visualizing calm and successful communication, the subconscious mind begins to support that new expectation. Over time, this mental rehearsal creates a sense of familiarity, making real conversations feel less intimidating and more manageable. Another essential habit for confident communication is learning to listen with genuine attention. Many individuals focus so much on what they plan to say next that they forget the importance of truly hearing the other person. Confident communicators understand that listening is not passive. It is an active and respectful process. When you listen carefully, you gather valuable information that helps you respond more thoughtfully. This not only improves the quality of the conversation, but also strengthens relationships because people naturally feel appreciated when they are heard. In professional environments, strong listening skills often make a person appear wiser and more composed than someone who simply speaks the most. Body language also plays a significant role in how confidence is perceived during conversations. Even before words are spoken, posture, facial expression, and eye contact communicate powerful signals. Standing or sitting upright, maintaining relaxed shoulders, and making comfortable eye contact can immediately create the impression of calm self-assurance. These small physical habits send messages not only to others, but also to your own mind. When the body adopts a confident posture, the brain begins to interpret the situation as safe and manageable. This internal feedback loop gradually strengthens emotional stability during interactions. Furthermore, confident speakers understand that mistakes are a natural part of communication. No one expresses every idea perfectly, and occasional pauses, corrections, or forgotten words are normal human experiences. Instead of fearing these moments, effective communicators simply continue speaking with patience and composure. This relaxed attitude reduces pressure and allows conversations to flow more naturally. Over time, each positive experience reinforces the belief that speaking with confidence is possible. As this belief becomes stronger, the individual begins to approach every conversation, from casual chats to professional discussions, with greater calmness, clarity, and self-trust. Another important step in developing confidence in every conversation is learning to control the inner dialogue that constantly runs through the mind. Many people are not fully aware of how much their internal thoughts influence their behavior when speaking with others. Before a conversation even begins, the mind may quietly produce doubts such as wondering whether the words will sound intelligent enough, whether others will agree, or whether a mistake might cause embarrassment. These thoughts may seem small, but they can create a powerful emotional response that affects posture, tone of voice, and clarity of expression. When the mind is filled with uncertainty, communication often becomes hesitant and unclear. For this reason, building confident communication requires learning how to guide the mind toward more supportive and constructive thinking patterns. The teachings of Dr. Joseph Murphy frequently highlight the idea that the subconscious mind accepts repeated suggestions as truth. When a person repeatedly tells themselves that they are capable, calm, and articulate, the subconscious mind gradually absorbs these messages and begins to shape behavior accordingly. This is why many successful communicators practice positive affirmations or mental rehearsals before important conversations. By quietly repeating statements such as, "I speak clearly and confidently," or "My ideas are valuable and worth sharing," the mind begins to replace doubt with a sense of inner stability. Over time, these repeated thoughts create a stronger mental foundation that supports confident communication. Another powerful practice that strengthens conversational confidence is visualization. Visualization simply means imagining a successful outcome before the situation occurs. For example, a person might take a few quiet moments to picture themselves speaking calmly during a meeting, answering questions with clarity, and maintaining steady eye contact. This mental image sends a clear signal to the subconscious mind that the situation is safe and manageable. As the brain becomes familiar with this positive scenario, it reduces the stress response that often appears during real conversations. When the moment finally arrives, the mind feels more prepared because it has already experienced the situation internally. This technique is simple, yet it can gradually transform the way a person approaches communication challenges. In addition to strengthening the mind, confident communication also grows through consistent practice in everyday interactions. Many people wait for important opportunities to test their speaking abilities, but confidence develops more effectively when practiced in small, regular conversations. Greeting coworkers, sharing opinions during group discussions, or asking thoughtful questions in casual settings all provide valuable experience. Each interaction becomes a small step that reinforces the belief that speaking clearly is both natural and manageable. Over time, these small experiences accumulate and form a strong habit of confident expression. Another helpful approach is learning to focus on connection rather than perfection. When people become overly concerned about choosing the perfect words, they often create unnecessary pressure that disrupts the flow of conversation. However, when the goal shifts towards simply understanding others and sharing ideas honestly, communication becomes much more relaxed. Listeners respond more positively to sincerity than to overly polished speech. As a result, authentic communication often creates stronger relationships and deeper trust. When individuals embrace this mindset, they begin to realize that confidence is not about dominating conversations or sounding flawless. Instead, it is about expressing thoughts with honesty, listening with respect, and trusting that one's voice has a meaningful place in every conversation.